Article 110.26 of the National Electrical Code states that electrical equipment shall not be installed in a location where it is exposed to excessive dust, moisture, heat, or corrosive vapors, and equipment that requires maintenance and adjustment shall be accessible for periodic maintenance. Further, Article 430.24 specifically addresses air compressors and other equipment, dictating that equipment that can create excessive dust, vapors, or fibers shall not be installed in electrical rooms. The NEC commentary clarifies that electrical equipment is sensitive to the effects of dust, moisture, heat, and corrosive vapors, which can impair its operation or lead to failure. Equipment requiring maintenance and adjustment must be accessible for periodic inspection and maintenance to ensure its proper functioning and safety. Air compressors and similar equipment producing excessive dust, vapors, or fibers can contaminate electrical equipment, increasing the risk of short circuits, equipment overheating, and other electrical hazards. The ANSI or ASHRAE Standard 110-2019, Section 9.4 3.1 requires that air-cooled liquid chillers and water-cooled condensing units be located in a clean and dry area free from excessive dust, corrosive vapors, and other contaminants. It is generally not advisable to locate any mechanical equipment that requires maintenance in the electrical room. If there is no other suitable location for the air compressor, it may be necessary to install a separate enclosure or room with appropriate ventilation and dust mitigation measures to prevent contamination of the electrical equipment. The NEC guidelines aim to protect electrical equipment from environmental factors and ensure safe and reliable operation. Firstly, consider the implications of Article 110.26a. This section emphasizes the importance of a clean environment for electrical installations. Excessive dust can accumulate on electrical components, reducing their ability to dissipate heat effectively. This can lead to overheating, which accelerates the degradation of insulation and other materials, potentially causing premature failure. Moisture can cause corrosion and create conductive paths, leading to short circuits and ground faults. Heat, whether from external sources or generated by the equipment itself, can also degrade insulation and reduce the lifespan of electrical components. Corrosive vapors can attack metal parts, weakening them and compromising their conductivity. Secondly, Article 430.24 provides a more specific prohibition regarding air compressors and similar equipment. Air compressors, by their nature, often generate oil mist and particulates, which can settle on electrical equipment. This contamination can attract more dust and create a sticky residue that is difficult to remove. Additionally, the vibrations produced by compressors can loosen connections and cause other mechanical damage. Thirdly, the NEC commentary expands upon these regulations, highlighting the sensitivity of electrical equipment to environmental factors. It underscores the importance of regular maintenance and inspection to ensure the proper functioning and safety of electrical systems. Equipment that is not easily accessible for maintenance is more likely to be neglected, which can lead to undetected problems and increased risk of failure. Fourthly, consider the broader implications of these guidelines for electrical room design and maintenance. Electrical rooms should be designed to minimize the entry of dust, moisture, and other contaminants. This may involve sealing cracks and openings, installing air filters, and using positive pressure ventilation to prevent the infiltration of outside air. Regular cleaning and maintenance are also essential to remove any accumulated dust or debris. Fifthly, if it is unavoidable to locate mechanical equipment in or near an electrical room, take specific measures to mitigate the risks. This may involve installing enclosures around the electrical equipment to protect it from dust and moisture, providing dedicated ventilation for the mechanical equipment, and implementing a rigorous cleaning schedule. Sixthly, always refer to the latest edition of the NEC and other relevant standards, such as those published by ANSI and ASHRAE, for the most up-to-date requirements and recommendations. These standards are constantly evolving to reflect new technologies and best practices. Seventhly, consult with a qualified electrical engineer or contractor to ensure that your electrical installations comply with all applicable codes and regulations. These professionals have the expertise to assess the specific risks associated with your particular installation and recommend appropriate solutions. Eighthly, remember that the primary goal of these regulations is to protect people and property from electrical hazards. By following these guidelines, you can help to ensure the safe and reliable operation of your electrical systems. Ninthly, consider the long-term costs and benefits of complying with these regulations. While it may seem expensive to relocate mechanical equipment or install additional enclosures and ventilation, the cost of a major electrical failure can be far greater. Tenthly, implement a proactive maintenance program to identify and address potential problems before they become serious. This may involve regular inspections, testing, and cleaning of electrical equipment. The importance of keeping an electrical room free of contaminants and readily accessible for maintenance cannot be overstated. The consequences of neglecting these guidelines can be severe, including equipment failure, fire, and electrical shock. Let's delve deeper into the practical aspects of complying with these regulations. When assessing the suitability of a location for electrical equipment, several factors should be considered. The ambient temperature should be within the equipment's specified operating range. Excessive heat can degrade insulation and reduce the lifespan of components. Humidity level should also be controlled to prevent condensation, which can lead to corrosion and short circuits. The presence of corrosive chemicals or vapors should be minimized, as these can attack metal parts and compromise their conductivity. Dust level should be kept low to prevent overheating and contamination. Vibration levels should also be considered, as excessive vibration can loosen connections and cause mechanical damage. When installing electrical equipment, it is important to follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. This includes using the correct mounting hardware, providing adequate ventilation, and making sure that all connections are tight. It is also important to protect the equipment from physical damage during installation. Once the equipment is installed, it is important to establish a regular maintenance schedule. This should include visual inspections to check for signs of damage or wear, cleaning to remove dust and debris, and testing to verify proper operation. Any problems that are identified should be addressed promptly to prevent them from escalating into more serious issues. In addition to these basic maintenance tasks, it may also be necessary to perform more specialized maintenance, such as tightening connections, replacing worn parts, and calibrating instruments. The frequency of these tasks will depend on the type of equipment and the operating environment. It is also important to keep accurate records of all maintenance activities. These records can be used to track the performance of the equipment, identify potential problems, and plan for future maintenance. By following these guidelines, you can help to ensure the safe and reliable operation of your electrical systems. Now let's consider some specific examples of how these regulations apply in practice. In a manufacturing plant, air compressors are often used to power pneumatic tools and equipment. These compressors can generate a significant amount of dust and oil mist, which can contaminate electrical equipment in nearby electrical rooms. To comply with the NEC, the air compressor should be located in a separate room or enclosure with adequate ventilation. The electrical equipment in the electrical room should also be protected from dust and moisture. In a commercial building, HVAC equipment is often located near electrical rooms. This equipment can generate excessive heat and humidity, which can damage electrical equipment. To comply with the NEC, the HVAC equipment should be located in a separate room or enclosure with adequate ventilation. The electrical equipment in the electrical room should also be protected from heat and moisture. In a data center, servers and other electronic equipment generate a significant amount of heat. This heat can damage electrical equipment in nearby electrical rooms. To comply with the NEC, the data center should be designed to dissipate heat effectively. The electrical equipment in the electrical room should also be protected from heat. The key to complying with the NEC and other relevant standards is to understand the potential hazards associated with different types of equipment and operating environments. By taking appropriate precautions, you can help to ensure the safe and reliable operation of your electrical systems. Keep in mind that these regulations are not static. They are constantly evolving to reflect new technologies and best practices. It is important to stay up to date on the latest requirements and recommendations. This can be done by attending industry conferences, reading trade publications, and consulting with qualified electrical professionals. By staying informed and proactive, you can help to prevent electrical hazards and ensure the safety of people and property. Let's reiterate some critical points for clarity. The National Electrical Code's emphasis on preventing dust, moisture, heat, and corrosive vapors from affecting electrical equipment is not arbitrary. It is based on well-understood principles of physics and materials science. Dust acts as an insulator, preventing heat from escaping and leading to overheating. Overheating, in turn, accelerates the degradation of insulation materials, increasing the risk of short circuits and equipment failure. Moisture, especially when combined with contaminants, creates conductive pathways that can lead to ground faults and corrosion. Corrosion weakens metal components, reducing their ability to carry current and increasing the risk of equipment failure. Heat, whether from external sources or generated by the equipment itself, can also degrade insulation and reduce the lifespan of electrical components. Corrosive vapors attack metal parts, weakening them and compromising their conductivity. The NEC requirement that equipment requiring maintenance and adjustment be accessible is also based on sound principles of safety and reliability. Equipment that is not easily accessible is more likely to be neglected, leading to undetected problems and increased risk of failure. Regular maintenance allows for the early detection and correction of problems, preventing them from escalating into more serious issues. The NEC specific prohibition against installing air compressors and similar equipment in electrical rooms is based on the fact that these types of equipment often generate contaminants that can damage electrical equipment. Air compressors, for example, often generate oil mist and particulates, which can settle on electrical equipment and attract more dust. This contamination can create a sticky residue that is difficult to remove and can interfere with the proper operation of the equipment. In addition to the NEC, other standards and best practices also recommend against locating mechanical equipment in electrical rooms. For example, ANSI or ASHI Standard 110-2019 recommends that air-cooled liquid chillers and water-cooled condensing units be located in a clean and dry area free from excessive dust, corrosive vapors, and other contaminants. When evaluating a potential location for electrical equipment, it is important to consider all of these factors. The location should be clean, dry, well ventilated, and free from excessive dust, moisture, heat, and corrosive vapors. The equipment should also be easily accessible for maintenance and adjustment. If it is unavoidable to locate mechanical equipment in or near an electrical room, take specific measures to mitigate the risks. This may involve installing enclosures around the electrical equipment to protect it from dust and moisture, providing dedicated ventilation for the mechanical equipment, and implementing a rigorous cleaning schedule. Remember, the primary goal of these regulations is to protect people and property from electrical hazards. By following these guidelines, you can help to ensure the safe and reliable operation of your electrical systems. And always consult the latest edition of the NEC and other relevant standards for the most up-to-date requirements and recommendations.